Good morning, everybody. It's supposed to be the nicest weekend of the year. 74 today, 70 tomorrow. So my intention is to be all weekend outside, running trains and working on some of the Garden Railroad. So I'm going to try to run almost everything I have, battery powered or track powered. So I thought I'd start out with the upper loop. This is a battery powered Whitcomb switcher that I got off eBay. It's just got like a Northwest Shortline power block in it. See, it's getting a little beat up on the handrail, so I need to touch that up. There's I think some Heartland cars, maybe about 10 bucks a piece. I put metal wheels on them. The coal loads are actually Pico coal loads that I cut down and just shoved down in there, and the battery is in the first one there. So this is running off battery power. I do have capability of running track power if I want. Battery is just so much easier. This is supposed to be my coal mine. I have some O-gauge track. Scratch built this out of thin plywood, sealed it, covered it with aluminum cans that I ran through a crimper, and painted it rust. And you see the mine portal going back into the hill, which is actually just dead ends back there. So the theory is that the coal is loaded here into these cars, and then the little Whitcomb takes it around and dumps it into the tipple. So we'll follow it on one loop, and then I'll move on to something else. So I have one of the railroad cats checking out what's going on. So this is the tipple, where in theory the cars would be dumped down, travel up the conveyor, go down the chute, and loaded into the standard gauge coal cars. The mouse is pretty interested in what's happening. I tend to run my trains pretty slow. When you have a small layout, it makes the layout seem bigger rather than just zooming around. And I just like running them slow. This bridge is just some old cedar timbers from from a bridge that I disassembled. Had to scrap. Wasn't really room for it on this layout, so I just made a little bridge there. The abutments are just cement block that I cut with a saw, sort of notched out. Alright, so that's enough for this, and then I'll talk some more about the rest of the layout. I've got the yard full, ready to get my engine out and run some trains. I'm going to run NW this morning with battery power. I'll probably run all the battery power stuff today, then clean the track and run the track powered stuff tomorrow. My project today, while I'm running trains, is going to be to remove all the buildings, rake down the to below grade level, fill in with the gravel, and then put some roofing felt over it, and then put the buildings back down. The roofing felt will sort of simulate blacktop. I'm going to cut some sidewalks out of plywood and paint them gray and put them in there. I've just sort of neglected this area ever since I've had it. I like running trains more than building towns. But anyhow, you'll be able to see my progress as I go. The engine I'm going to run this morning is my USA Trains Alco switcher and Ravi Descott converted to air wire, and the mine tram is also air wire. So I've got two air wire engines and two Revo engines. But right now, one of the Revo engines I don't have the handrails for, so I'm not going to be running it today until I get it ready to put on the rails. Okay, let's follow the Alco one time around the layout. I'll sort of describe the industries. I've done it before, but I don't have a very big layout, so I don't think it will take too much time. Has a Phoenix sound system. And I don't know what that plant is to the left of the engine, but that is growing like crazy. And so I have to cut it back. And so once the caboose clears the switch to the yard, I'll have to stop the train for a second and go back and throw the switch. Otherwise, when I come around, I'll derail. Alright, let's let the brakeman get off. Come back here and throw the switch. I like the Bachmann ground throws. You can see that this one needs a little bit of attention, but they work really well, and they're inexpensive. Okay, we're coming by Bertram Pulpwood, named after my great-grandmother's maiden name. We just have a little car in the siding here. Have to be real careful because that plant encroaches in on the siding quite a bit, and if I don't get the car in there far enough, I can definitely drag. Hopefully the caboose will clear it. Yeah, it did. Now we're going over the trestle. Coming around to Scott Cole. And this is a plywood building with pop cans run through a laminator, glued on with E6000, and I painted it with silver paint. First some like a primer that sticks to anything, and then some Rust-Oleum rusty brown, and then I went over with black, flat black, just dusted on there. So do the S-curve here. That's the old logging pond, which is now a giant goldfish pond. And we're coming around to Truett Lumber. That's the end of the line. Fictionally, this is where I do the switching, run around the train, go back to the yard. In reality, I just keep running loops until I get tired of running loops, and then I switch the lumber company and run around the train and go back to the yard. Alright, so that's it for that, and then I'll show you some more stuff. Okay, we're going to kill two birds with one stone here. I told you I was going to show you about all my rolling stock, so we're going to run a coal train. This is about as long as it gets on my railroad. As he starts up here, you can see just above the coal cars where I dug out where the town was. So I went over to a gravel pile that has been sort of abandoned and picked up some buckets of gravel. So I'm going to fill that in with gravel and level it. I'm going to cover it with the roofing felt. Roll roofing would have been better, but that's a lot more expensive. Roofing felt should suffice. Okay, inflation every year, not that big a deal. CSX wood chip hopper is a little bit out of place. It's too new. I need to trade that for a C&O or something that's more appropriate for my era. Okay, it's just about a loop, so I'll change out trains and show you the progress later. Alright, full disclosure, this is the third time I've shot this video right here. The West Maryland hopper, I needed to adjust the coupler box. One of the wheels was hitting on one of the curves and it derailed. It wouldn't do it every time. So finally it took me a few times to figure out what was going on. But hopefully this third time is the charm and I won't have to stop the video again. So these cars are some I don't run that very often. Just because of my theme. I'm a Eastern Kentucky coal branch and don't have a need for very many like cement hoppers or clay hoppers. AML boxcars are really cool, but I just don't have a need for them that much. I did paint and decal and weather that caboose. Now I'll come over here as the train loops around. We made it through the trouble spot. So I filled this in with the gravel, sort of ran a board across it, sort of screed it, leveled it out. So now I'm going to cover it up with the roofing felt and put the buildings back on. Okay, here's my Interstate RS3. I only have 7 cars right now. I have 6 loads, 7 total cars. I'd like to get a few more cars. I have enough decals to get 3 more cars. So I'm planning on doing that sometime. So as we wait for the train to come back around, I'll come show you where I'm at with my town. Touched up some of the buildings, repainted roofs, that kind of stuff. And I've got the gravel down, I've got the roofing car over it. So my intention is to cut up some plywood and to make sidewalks. Paint some gray strips and put sidewalks down. Then I'll probably be pretty much done. Maybe if I get some vehicle or something like that. But as I've said in previous videos, I'm not really that into making a miniature city with all kinds of people and making it interesting. I just like running trains in the garden. So I'm going to do the bare minimum to make it passable. So I hear the train coming. So I'm going to see the wood glue there where I had to repair the retaining wall a little bit. So that's going to end for today. So this is all the battery powered locomotives I have. So tomorrow my intention is to clean the track and run some steam and run my diesel with my work train. Stay safe and have a good evening.